We're living through a revolution right now, but it's not about politics or armies. It's the AI staffing revolution, and it's changing the very nature of what it means to work. So today, we're going to dig into what that means for every single one of us.
Yeah, this is the question, isn't it? It's on everybody's mind. And sure, we've seen tech shake up the workplace before, but there's this feeling in the air that this time it really is different. So let's unpack that.
So to really get a handle on where all this is headed, we actually have to start by looking back. Because this whole idea of machines taking over human jobs, well, that's not a new story. Not at all. In fact, it's a pattern we've seen play out for centuries.
I mean, this march of automation has been pretty relentless. It all kicked off back in the 19th century, right? Pulling work out of little cottages and into the first big factories. Then, boom, 1913, Henry Ford's assembly line. It slashed the time to build a car from 12 hours to just an hour and a half. Fast forward to today, and a modern car factory is practically run by robots. You see the exact same thing happening in Amazon's warehouses, where these huge fleets of robots pay for themselves in just 2 years by doing the work humans used to.
So here's the bottom line. It doesn't matter if it's a steam-powered loom or a sophisticated AI algorithm. The goal, the main driver, has always been the same: make things more efficient, which almost always means you need fewer people on staff.
Okay, so that's the history. But let's jump to today, because this is where things get, well, messy. The historical pattern is there, for sure, but the current AI shift is just way more complicated. It's full of these weird contradictions and very real tensions.
Technology has always had this two-sided coin thing going on, right? On one side, it creates brand new jobs that we couldn't have even dreamed of 20 years ago. I mean, YouTuber, cloud architect, come on. But the other side of that coin is that it makes other jobs just disappear. Think about checkout clerks, bank tellers, a lot of basic admin work, all being automated away.
And right now, the hype is it's off the charts. You listen to any CEO on an earnings call and they're just giddy, talking about a Cambrian explosion of innovation. Companies are pouring billions upon billions into AI. But here's the cold, hard reality check. A study from the MIT Media Lab found that a whopping 95% of these generative AI pilot programs at work fail. They just don't deliver. The hype and the reality are miles apart. Which brings us to the big question, right? If the tech is so amazing and the investment is so huge, why is it all so messy? What is going on here? Where is the disconnect? Well, it really boils down to 4 big gaps. First, you have that hype reality gap we just talked about. Then there's an investment gap. All this money is flowing in, but most companies aren't seeing any real productivity boosts. And then you've got the really big ones, the human ones. There's a massive skills gap. We're rolling out the tech, but the workforce doesn't know how to use it yet. And maybe the biggest of all is the data gap. AI is hungry for good, clean data. And honestly, most companies just don't have it. You can have the fanciest tech in the world, but without the right people and the right data, it's basically a very expensive paperweight. And that skills gap, it creates this massive headache for every single manager out there. When the tech changes and the skills you need change with it, you're stuck with a huge decision. Do you retrain the people you have, or do you just replace them? Now, replacing people might feel like the quick and easy solution, a clean break, but that's a really dangerous path. It can create a culture of fear, you lose all that valuable institutional knowledge, and hiring new people is incredibly expensive. The smarter long-term play? Investing in your current team. It's slower, sure, but it builds loyalty, and it protects the investment you've already made in your people. And for those of us who are in the middle of this transition, the way we work has been completely turned on its head. Thanks to our laptops, our phones, the cloud, the whole idea of a 9 to 5 in an office building, it's just gone. Work is a thing you do, not a place you go. And this has created what you could call the flexibility paradox. On the one hand, yeah, it's great that you can maybe handle a quick personal errand during work hours. But the flip side of that coin is that work now bleeds into everything else. You're answering emails during dinner, checking Slack on a Saturday. That boundary between work and life has been totally erased. All right, so if that's the messy present, what happens when we look over the horizon? Let's talk about AGI, that point in the future where AI might not just help us with our work, but could potentially do all of it. So what are we even talking about with AGI?
Well, the simplest way to think about it is an AI system that has the full range of human cognitive abilities. Not just good at one thing, like chess or writing code, but capable of reasoning, planning, and being creative across the board, just like us.
And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi dream. Demis Hassabis, the CEO of Google DeepMind, this guy is at the absolute bleeding edge of this stuff, and he puts the odds at 50-50 that we get there in the next 5 to 10 years. That's really, really soon. And if, or when, we get there, the stakes are just astronomical. You've got two very different futures. On one hand, the promise is an age of radical abundance. We're talking about curing diseases, unlocking fusion energy, solving water scarcity, truly incredible things. But the peril is just as massive. Unsafe systems, bad actors getting their hands on it, or an AI built with values that just don't align with ours. Okay, we've covered the past, the messy present, and this wild, high-stakes future. Which leads to the most important question, right? What do we do about all this right now? How do we navigate this thing? Well, here's your toolkit for the AI era, broken down. If you're an individual, the advice is simple. Dive in. Play with the tools. Learn how they work. Focus on building those technical skills. If you're a leader, the message is even clearer. Focus on your people. Training is more important than just buying tech. And for every single one of us, we need to start using tech to fight back against this always-on culture. Set new boundaries. Log out. Use Do Not Disturb. Reclaim your focus. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. For all of human history, technology has been about reshaping our tools, making us better, faster, stronger. But this AI revolution, it poses a much deeper question. What happens when the technology we build starts, in turn, to reshape us? Something to chew on.